or environment. Okay. Yes, Jovita. Is I'm audible? Should I
Yes,
start
sir.
our environment chapter today?
Yes, sir.
Just because just it is a booklet chapter. Okay. Just we are just going to discuss the notes here only. Okay, because it's nothing. I mean, just a simple type of chapter it is. Okay. So just we need to study this one because the student need a person that who can teach him, and so that's why we are just going to teach you this chapter today. Okay. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So let's start just a minute. So here, if I talk about this one, that in the our environment chapter, what we basically are going to study here is that, okay, in this chapter, our environment means the ecosystem, the natural ecosystem, the artificial ecosystem we are going to study. Okay, and if I talk about this one, yeah, the components of an ecosystem like the abiotic factors like air, water, and lands, abiotic factor, okay, biotic and biotic factor like plants and animals, producer, composer. So this is an overview of this chapter that we are going to study this one. Okay, that herbivores, producer, composers, decomposers, omnivores, carnivores. Okay, we're just going to study this one. So let's start studying. So in this chapter, actually, you know that if environment is anything that is means in which both living and or living organism and non-living organism they live together, they form. Okay, we called it environment. So here we are just going to study the environment. Okay, so everything that surround us is called environment, and it includes both biotic as well as abiotic factors. Okay, got it? The interaction between biotic and abiotic components forms an ecosystem. When there is an interaction, means we just start living together. Okay, like we are dependent on the biotic factors. Means like the biotics, the living organism, and abiotic means non-living organism. Okay, non-living things, non-living. Okay, so they are independent of each other. So just you know that we always keep in mind that water should be kept pure. Okay, we should not make the water environment, or we should not pollute the environment. Means like air, water, okay, land. These are the mainly abiotic things. Okay, and that's we need. And plants, like we should not cut the trees. So these are just, we can say, the interaction between biotic and abiotic component. They forms an ecosystem. In an ecosystems, living component depends on each other for their foods. You know that living components depend each other for their foods, which give rise to food chains and food waves in nature. Okay, so we are directly or indirectly dependent on each other. Okay, for example, if a lion, a deer, and the plants, okay, they are living together. So if the plants are cut, the deer will not be survive. If the deer is not there, the lion will not be able to survive. So actually, we are dependent on each other. So in an ecosystem, living components depends on each other for the foods which give rise to food chain and the food webs in nature. So, okay. In human activities, if I'm talking about this one, human activities leads to environmental problems like we are just uh, means we are just polluting the environment, like we are just polluting. So this, okay. So this results in the we can simply say here that the human activities or the environmental problem like the pollutions. Okay, so because of this the environmental degradation is there. Okay, such a depletions of ozone layers and productions of huge amount of garbage result in the, we can say that it result in the environmental problems. Okay, got it? You understood till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next is we will provide you these notes. Okay, I will send this to the team and they will provide you these notes, and once you go through these notes then you will be able to make sure, I'm sure that you will be able to do solve all the questions related to this topic. Okay. So next is ecosystems. Ecosystem is anything, you know, that all the interacting organisms in an area. Means we are just talking about, then it is an ecosystem. Like we can say that a small ecosystem is an aquarium. Aquarium where the we just keep the fishes. Okay, in water, we just provide some plants, artificial plants to them. So, okay, provide some stones to them. So we just create the artificial ecosystem for them. And okay, so that aquarium is an artificial ecosystem, like here we will say. And the natural ecosystems, like for this, we have pond, ocean, forest. These are the ecosystem, natural ecosystem. So all interacting organism in an area together, for example, particular area together, like in a pond, there are different organisms that live together. So we can say that all interacting organism in an area together with non-living constituents, together with non-living. If they are non-living constituent of environment, they form ecosystem. Okay, like forest, pond, etc. Got it?
Yes,
Got it?
yes.
Here we have natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. So natural ecosystem is generally, you see, like forests, ocean, lakes, and artificial ecosystem that we are just creating, like a garden. We just create crop field. So this is an artificial ecosystem. Now, what are the components of ecosystems? No, you know, ecosystem is going to have some living organism and non-living organism. So these are the biotic components and the abiotic components. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
S- So where we are going to have the biotic component and abiotic components. So if I'm talking about the biotic component, okay, biotic components. So biotic means living, okay, living, yeah, yeah. And abiotic means non-living, okay, non-living components. So like air, water, land, these are the biotic abiotic, and biotic means mainly plants and animals, okay. So these plants and animals we have further divided into many parts, like producers, consumers, and decomposers. Okay. Producers generally comes in the plants. Plants comes in this category. Okay. Animals, here we can say consumers. Consumers can be of many types. For example, they are directly dependent on the producers, like on plants. Okay. Means they will be herbivores that eat only plants. Okay. They can be carnivores that eat the animals that eat plants. Omnivores, both plants and animals, both plants and animals and parasites that obtain their food from living host, living host. Okay, got it? Got it? Make a rough note of this one. If you make a rough note of this one, of this chart, producer, consumer, decomposers, and consumers have herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and parasites. Just make a rough note of this one, please.
Noted.
Okay. So moving further, if I talk about this one is now, if I talk about the abiotic components, that abiotic means that are non-living. So non-living components like air, water, land, light, temperature, etc. are the abiotic components. Means we require a particular light, we require particular temperature for the proper growth of the living organisms. Okay. So light, temperature, if there is a change in this one, then it can affect the ecosystem. Okay. And similarly, biotic components are living organisms like plants, animals, bacteria, fungi. Means all living we are talking. Every living organism considered to be as biotic components. Okay. And now what are producers? Producers, now we have further divided the on the basis of the nutrition. Nutrition means on the basis. Now, everything when we are dividing anything, we always keep in mind that on what factor we are just going to divide. So the basis of this division of this biotic components is the nutrition. That how they obtain food. Either they are directly obtaining their food from producers, either they are okay. So we have divided the all living organism, all the biotic components into two mainly categories. One is the producers that are all green plants, and blue-green algae, which can produce their own foods. They are considered, okay, food using abiotic component like photosynthesis. Means they are not using, they obtain their food from living, non-living organism, non-living things. Okay, like carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, using chlorophyll. Okay, so these are generally green plants that prepare their own food, producers. And consumers are those organisms that directly or indirectly depends on producers. The consumer includes all animals which depends on producer directly or indirectly. Got it? So what are producers? Producers are only green plants and cyanobacteria. We considered it as blue-green algae. And this is also called cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria. That directly or indirectly depends on. Okay, are you getting my point? That directly or indirectly depends on. Sorry, that depends only on non-living organism. And blue-green algae or cyanobacteria prepare their own food, okay, by the process of photosynthesis. But here you see consumers. Consumers are those organisms that depends directly or indirectly on green plants. Like lion depends on deer, and deer depends on plants. Okay, so if there is no plant, there will be no deer. No deer means no lion. Okay, so we can simply say here that we are directly or indirectly dependent on each other. Moving to the next part here is that consumers are further divided into many types. Like the herbivores means consumers. If they obtain their food directly from producers, obtaining food directly from producers. Okay, obtain food food directly from producer. Okay, if they are just producing food from their producer, obtaining food from producer, then they are considered to be as herbivores. And the next one is carnivores. Carnivores are the food that obtained from herbivores. Means like they eat flesh only. Okay, eat flesh only. And the next one is omnivores, like human, eat plant and flesh both. Okay, so these animals come under this category. Next one is parasites. If I talk about the parasite, means living, we can say that parasites are those organisms that obtain their food from living organism without benefiting them. Okay, that's you have studied in the life process also, like Cascata, Amarbale. Okay, Amarbale. So they obtain without benefiting their host. Like for example, we can say that lease is an example that enters in our body, and mosquito. So without benefiting, it is just obtaining food from the living host. Okay, so live on the body of the host and obtain food from it directly. So these are called the consumers. Next is the decomposers. Decomposers, when these living organisms get died, okay, and decomposer actually include those organisms which decompose the dead plants and animals. Okay, and bacteria, generally bacteria and fungi come under this category. So decomposers are the, we can say that these are the saprophytes. We can consider this one. These are the saprophytes which obtain. Saprophytes means these are generally bacteria and mainly fungi that obtain food from dead and decaying matters. That obtain food from dead and decaying matter. Okay, so that obtain food from dead and decaying matter. Are you getting this one? Okay, tell me, are you getting this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is food chain. Food chain, if I talk about that, what is food chain? Food chain is a series of organisms which in which one organism eat another organism as food. Okay, so if I talk about that, what is food chain? So food chain is simply in which one organism eats the other organism. We call it food chains. Like grass is eaten by deer and deer eats lion. So this is a simple food chain. So in food chain, various steps where transfers of energy take place is called trophic level. For example, this is the first level. This is the second level and this is the third level. Okay. So we can simply say that in food chain, various steps were transferred, means there were various steps where the transformation of energy is taking place. Means if deer is obtaining food from the green plant and green plant is obtaining food from sun. Okay. So they are acquiring some energy. Okay. Then green plant is using now green plants is eaten by the deer. So deer is obtaining energy from this green grass. And now this deer is eaten by this lion. Now this lion is going to eat deer and it is obtaining energy from the deer. So they are different levels. In every level, the energy is being decreased. Okay. So this is very important, that flow of energy between trophic levels. Okay. Flow of energy between trophic levels. This is called 10% law. Okay. So when one level, like for example, flow of energy in food chain is unidirectional. For example, green plants capture 1% of sunlight, 1% of sunlight and convert it into food energy. Okay, 1% means green plant is acquiring only 1% of the sunlight and convert it into food energy. So 10% law says that only 10% of energy is transferred to the next trophic level. For example, this is the green plant and it has, okay, let for example, if I'm making that there is a plant, okay, and it is eaten by the it has 1000 joule energy, 1000 joule energy, okay, and it is eaten by the deer. Okay, it is eaten by the deer. Then this deer will only obtain 100 joule. 10% of this one will be transferred to this one. When deer eat this one, then only 100 joule of energy will be transferred to this. And when deer is eaten by this lion, so lion is going to acquire only 10 joule of energy. So this is called, for every successive level, only the 10% of the total energy is being transferred to the next trophic level. So this is called 10% law. What we called it? 10% law. Only the 10% of energy is transferred to the next trophic level. Remaining 90% of energy is used in life process. Means only then means this deer will be, it obtain energy 1000 joule. Okay, when plant is having 1000 joule energy. Now when it eat the plants, only the 100 joule of energy is being transferred, where 900 joule of energy is being utilized by this plant in its own process. Now this deer is having 100 joule energy. So when lion is going to eat this one, then this 10% of energy will be transferred to this one, to the lion, and 90% of this 90 joule of energy will be used by the deer for its own uh, process, like digestion, for life process, like digestion, reproduction, growth, etc. By this, by present trophic level. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please note down this 10% law. Why I'm just saying to note it down, so that memory is being developed in your brain and you will be able to write the answer. So please write down this 10% law, which is an important law.
Noted, sir.
Noted you also, Jobita, and you, Shweta? Noted?
Yes, sir.
Now moving to the next part is same this is. Okay. So due to this gradual decrease, okay. So due to this gradual decrease Now talking to this one, due to this gradual decrease in energy, means as the energy is continuously decreasing, the food chain entropic level can be 3 to 4, because we know that food chain level can be 3 to 4. For example, if the lion, like plant is the eaten by the deer, okay, okay, and this deer is eaten by the lion, okay, and lion when decomposed, it is eaten by the eagle. It's not the eagle, we can say that the vulture, okay, and vulture, and vulture when decomposed, it is eaten by the bacteria. So this is not keep on going that vulture is eaten by, no. We can simply say that these are the mainly the food chain can be up to 3 to 4 trophic levels, because the energy is very, very less. Okay, vulture is going to receive only 1 joule energy out of 1000 joule. Okay, here it is going to receive 10, it is going to receive 10, and it is going to receive 1 joule, and then bacteria is going to receive only 0.1. So we can simply say that due to this gradual decrease in energy, like this one, decrease in energy, like producer is going to have 1000 joule, the primary producer, the secondary producer, and then keep on tertiary consumers. Okay. So now what is biological magnifications? This is important, biological magnification. Biological magnification is simply we say that if we are just keep on adding harmful substance to the water, okay, to the water chemicals, okay, and due to this chemicals, there is an increase in the, we can say the concentration of harmful chemicals with increase in the trophic levels in a food chain. This is called biological magnifications. Okay, like we can simply say that uh, energy level is being decreased. Just keep in mind this, as producers, okay, producers is eaten by the primary consumers, then they are receiving only 100 joule. So as we keep on moving, the energy level is decreased, but it is opposite to the harmful chemicals. For example, if we are just producing the urea and we are just adding urea or harmful fertilizer to the plant, so the primary consumer is going to get more concentration than that of this producers. And the secondary consumer is going to get more and more concentration of that urea or harmful chemical than that of primary consumer. And the tertiary is going to have uh, more and more and more concentration of this harmful substance as that of secondary and primary and producers. So as we keep on moving the above level, the concentration of the harmful substance, harmful chemical increases in the, so the energy level decreases as we keep on moving the next trophic level, but we can simply say that the concentration of the harmful chemicals, like we are just polluting the okay, like we are just polluting the rivers by adding harmful chemical to this one, and this is eaten by the fish, this water is drunk by the fish, aquatic animals, and we eat that aquatic animals like fishes, okay, then the concentration of the harmful chemical will increase in our body than that of fishes also, fishes. So we can say that with increase trophic level in the food chain, this is called biological magnification. The maximum concentration of such chemical get accumulated in human bodies as human occupy the top of the trophic level in any food chain, because humans are not eaten by anyone. Okay, so we can say that if the humans is eating deer, if the human is eating the directly food, if human is eating the fishes, so everything, okay, so we can say that human beings are at the top of the trophic level in all the food chain, because humans are not eaten generally. So we can simply say here that this, the maximum concentration of these harmful chemicals is in the human beings. Got it? Next one is if I talk about this one is uh, so now you understood that what is biological magnification.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you please explain it once more?
Okay, okay. Simple. I want to say here that in biological magnification, the concentration of the harmful substance keep on increasing. Okay, keep on increasing. For example, if the harmful substance is eaten by the fish, and fish is eaten by the by some other living organism, and then okay, then let's suppose some of the, let we can say that as the fish is in, we can say simply The concentration as we move to the next trophic level, the concentration of the harmful substance keep on increasing. Like fish is eaten by the human beings. Okay, so the concentration of the harmful substance is not only will be more in the human body than that of fish. The concentration of harmful substance keep on increasing as we like we see that in the 10% law, the energy keep on decreasing as we go top of the trophic level. Okay, it's like the green plant is eaten by the primary consumer, and then this primary consumer is eaten by the secondary consumer. So as we keep on moving, the energy is decreasing. Energy keep on decreasing, but this is opposite to the harmful chemicals. If the harmful chemical is given to the plants and plant is eaten by the primary consumer, and this primary consumer is eaten by the secondary consumer, then the concentration of the harmful substance will be more in secondary consumer than that of producer and the primary consumer. So this is opposite. So this is called biological magnification. The concentration of harmful chemicals will increase in the next trophic level in the food chain. This is called biological magnification. The maximum concentration of chemicals get accumulated in human body as the human body is at the top of the food chain. Okay. Next is food web.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, can you please show 10% low? Because my network was not there.
this is 10% law.
Sir, definition.
Okay, definition you have not written, note it down fast.
Then, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
how is there an increase in the chemicals in the tropic level? Since each tropic level only gets 10%, there should be a decrease in the harmful chemicals, right?
No, no, no. This is opposite. Actually, this has been checked experimentally that the DDT powder was banned in India and other countries also. DDT powder was used to kill the pest. Okay, and when DDT powder is transferred to this one, okay, means it is added to the plants to kill the pest or this one. So this was accumulated by the plants, and the plant is eaten by the means this powder was not decreasing. This powder means this DDT powder is being transferred to the we can simply say that to the uh, animals that are eating the plants like deer, and deer is eaten by some other organism like human beings also. They use in some countries they used to eat deer. So the concentration of this is increased. Okay, and we can simply say that concentration level is increased due to many reasons, but actually this is absorbed in the we can say that it is absorbed in the flesh and it is not expelled out, so it may be the reason. Okay, the concentration is increased. Okay, the concentration means concentration has different terms actually. Concentration depends on the accumulation. For example, if we take 1,000 particles, okay, and we add 1,000 particle to the plants, okay, and plant is absorbing we add 1,000 particle to the plants, okay, so these 1,000 particles are present in the uh, this will be transferred to the animals. Okay, means we can simply say that here the concentration is experimentally observed that the concentration of this harmful substance keep on increasing. That's why the ban of some harmful substance like DDT powder was banned because of this reason. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
experimentally data we can simply say. Next is if we talk about this one is food web. Food web you are very much familiar that what is the difference between food web and other stuff? Simple. That in food web, actually, So if I talk about the food web, just a minute, not able to find. Mhm. What happened to this? Yeah. Now next one is food web. So food web is simple. The dependency of means in nature, large animals food chains are interconnected. Okay. And forming a food web, we called it, for example, plant is eaten by the rabbit, and rabbit it can be eaten by the wolf. Okay. And rabbit can be eaten by the eagle. Okay. Mice can be eaten plant. This is interdependency. So we can simply say that plant plant is eaten by the grasshopper, grasshopper is eaten by the frog, frog is eaten by the snake, snake is eaten by the eagle, and eagle. Okay, so this eagle is at the top of this one, and it is receiving, if it is receiving the energy by this way, so it will be receiving, means when the eagle is eating a snake generally, so it is not giving much energy. So generally snake generally eat frog, mice. Okay, so that's why, and means snake, if it is at the snake generally eat those things, those organisms that are at the second tropic level. So eating a snake will not give you much energy. Okay, next is, if I talk about this one, environmental problems. Environmental problems, if I talk, environmental problem means change in the environment affects us and our activities. Okay, so change in the environment affect us and our activities. So if this, for example, like you see global warming, if we are just changing the environment, means it will change our activities. Okay, and the human activities lead to pollutions and deforestation. So generally, if I talk about the ozone layer, so ozone layer depletion is a very important topic for this chapter. Ozone layer, you know that ozone is a very protective layer which is made up of O3, we call it oxygen. Three molecules are bonded together. This protect the harmful UV rays that are coming from the suns, and that protect these UV rays can cause cancers and cataract and destructions of plants. So ozone layer is protected. We can say that it is a protective blanket which is creating the earth, which absorb most of the UV rays, ultraviolet rays, radiations from the sunlight, and thus protecting the human beings from their health hazard. Okay, such as skin cancer, cataract, destruction of plants, etc. So if the ozone keep on depleting, then the cancers, cataract, and destructions of plants will be more. So, and you know that there are certain reasons which lead to the depletions of ozones, like using of CFC gas, chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, this is now banned in India, but in refrigeration purpose, it is used for refrigeration. This is a gas, and this is used for ref in the refrigerator. Okay, so it is used in ref refrigeration. Okay, so we can simply say that ozone O3 layer is present in the higher levels of atmosphere. We called it stratosphere. So where the ozone is present, it is present in the stratosphere. Okay, and it is deadly poisonous air. We can say that it is deadly poisonous at ground level. So if it is at ground level, then if you inhale this one, this is very poisonous. So it is present at the stratosphere. Got it? And it is poisonous in the uh, at the atmospheric level. Means if it is come down, then it will be, if we inhale it, then it will create problems. So actually oxygen atoms are present in the at this stratospheres, and UV rays are going to this is another oxygen molecule. So UV rays are going to break these oxygen atoms, and they combine together with another oxygen atoms, and this result in the formation of O3 molecules. So formation of ozone layer means we can highly high energy UV radiations break down the O2 molecules into oxygen atoms like this, and this oxygen atom is going to combine with another oxygen molecule, O2, and it form ozone. So these oxygen atom combine with the oxygen molecule and to form ozone. Okay, got it? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So we'll provide you the notes of this chapter so you can make the notes and just keep go 1 or 2 times through this chapter and you will memorize each and everything. So next is depletion of ozone. So if I talk about that, what are the reasons? The reasons, there can be so many reasons. The first reason that the decrease in the thickness of ozone layers over the Antarctica was first observed in 1985 and was termed as ozone hole. So in 1985, the first depletion of ozone layer was seen over the Antarctica. Over the Antarctica. Okay, this decrease was linkage. This decrease was linked to excessive use of synthetic chemicals. Why this is decreased? Why there is a decrease in this one? So we can simply say that this is used for the excessive use of synthetic means that are prepared in the labs, artificials, okay, synthetic chemicals like chlorofluorocarbon, CFC. This is important gas and which is being used during that time for the refrigeration purpose, which is used as in the refrigerators, ACs, fire extinguishers, okay, aerosol sprays. So this were used there. So this gas actually combines with the chlorofluorocarbon, get combined with the oxygen, this ozone layer, and deplete it. Okay. So the United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, succeeded in fogging, fogging an agreement to stop, okay, fogging, to stop the CFC production in 1986 level. Okay, and this 1986 level, the CFC is not being used. Sometimes in India it is also banned now. No one is going to use this one. We are using different gases. So because of this chlorofluorocarbon, this gas is banned. And similarly, because of the increase in the concentration level due to biological magnification, DDT powder is also banned. DDT was very famous for killings for because it is used for killing mosquitoes and but now this time this is being banned. Okay. So if I talk about this one, so and the name of this one is Kyoto Protocol. Okay. Kyoto Protocol, the name for this one by all countries. So this was a protocol which all countries are going to ban this CFC so that it will not deplete the ozone layers. Okay, so many questions may comes from this one that why the ozone, what is the main cause of this ozone layer and in which year it was the first ozone layer depletion was detected, where it is detected. Okay, and what is the name of the programs and what is the name of this protocol? Okay, got it. Next one is, if I talk about this one is garbage disposal. So garbage, garbage disposal, improvement, improvement, or we can simply say here that garbage disposal is very important, that we should properly dispose the garbage. Okay. Like if I'm talking that improvement in lifestyles have resulted in accumulations of large numbers of waste materials. As we know that the lifestyle is being improved day by day. So it is, so first is biodegradable and another one is non-biodegradable. So if I talk about this biodegradable, the substance which can be decomposed by the action of microorganisms are called biodegradable waste. Okay. Got it? Means if these substances are, for example, like the vegetable waste, like the normal organic waste, like plants, animals waste. So if they can be easily decomposed with the help of microorganisms, so they are called biodegradable waste, like fruit, vegetables, peels, cotton, jutes, tubs, papers, etc. Because they are made up of natural things. And non-biodegradable waste are the things that are synthetically produced by the chemicals, so substance which can be decomposed, non-biodegradable means can't be decomposed by biological things, means mainly bacteria. So by the action of microorganisms are called non-biodegradable waste. We call non-biodegradable waste. Okay. So like plastics, polythenes, metals, synthetic fibers, radioactive waste. Okay. And these pesticides, these are all non-biodegradable waste. They are synthetic fibers, metals, polythenes, plastics, radioactive waves. So these are called non-biodegradable waste. Microorganisms release enzymes which decompose these material, but these enzymes are specifically in the actions. That's why we cannot decompose these materials. Means microorganism release enzymes which decompose the material. Okay, which decompose the materials. Means these bacteria generally release the enzymes over the substance. Okay, and then it get digested by the action of enzyme. But the substance that is being we can say that, which is degraded or decomposed by the action of enzymes, are only natural things, not the not this polythene metals. Okay, substance, these are not digested, or we can say these are not decomposed by the action of these enzyme which is secreted by these microorganism. So, but these microorganisms are specific in their action, or these enzymes are specific in their actions. That's why they cannot decompose all these materials. Only these enzymes can decompose the natural substance. Okay, they are not decomposing the radioactive wave, fiber, synthetics, polythenes, etc. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Next, if I talk about this one is, so this is all about this chapter, and then we'll send you the question. So if I talk about this one is, now 3R is very important. Sometimes it is being asked, what is 3R? Now it is 4R. Okay, some methods for disposal of waste. How can we dispose our waste? Now, biogas plants, in the biodegradable waste, which can be used in the biogas plants. So if you like animal waste, like plant waste, if you add it into the biogas plant, then it will be get converted. Uh, it will produce methane gas there, and it is decomposed by the action of bacteria. So if you add it the living waste, generally the plant waste and the animal waste, generally the animal waste, okay, then it get composed there, and it will produce biogas, which is methane and manure, which can be added to the uh, fields for the plants. Okay, so second is sewage treatment plants. So drain water can be clean in sewage treatment plants. Means if we are just draining water, so this can be treated before adding into the river. So proper before adding wastewater to the river, the water should be cleaned properly, and then it is added to the rivers. Landfills, the waste are buried in low-lying areas, are compact by rolling with bulldozers. Okay, so like we have some areas which are having pits. Okay, and then some high altitude areas. Like the land is not uniform. Okay, so we just fill the waste here, and this will filled up. Okay, and this will level the ground. So we can simply say that landfillings, the waste are buried in low-lying areas and are compact with by rolling. And if they are compacted, when we press it, they get compacted, and it will fill the area. The composting, there are different type of composting. So organic waste are filled in a compost pit and covered with layers, soils, and then it will get converted. This garbage, after 3 to 4 months, get converted into manure. Recycling, non-biodegradable waste are being recycled, like metals waste, like polythene, plastic waste. They are being recycled, and new functions are formed. And then reuse. Okay, reuse means it is conventional technique to use item again, like newspaper for making envelopes and different things. So we can use this one. So that's reuse, recycle, and reduce. There is also reduce. Reduce is means the third R is reduce. Okay, so we should reduce the use of the those substances which are not biodegradable, like plastic, polythene. Okay, so we should not use the, means we should reduce the use of those substances that are not biodegradable and not recyclable. So at least if we are using the non-biodegradable waste, so they should be recyclable. Okay, they should be easily recycled, so that it will not pollute the environment. Okay, got it? Got it, Jovita? Is that students?
Yes, sir.
So this I will send you these notes and try to make and provide you an assignment regarding to this topic. So if you go through this question, then you will be able to do so. Okay. Got it. So that's all for today. We are just finishing this class 10 minutes earlier today. Okay. In the next class, we'll provide you the notes and moreover, we'll give you the assignment related to this topic and your doubts sessions. Okay. We have, I have checked your doubts and let me check it that if Abir is there and Jobita is also here and Saima. And Saima, I'm with Saima. Who is here? Maybe three. Okay, Shweta, sorry. So let me check one more time. So you are having doubts in yes. Jobita is having doubt in metallurgy, sexual reproduction in plants, numerical problems in series and parallel combination, chemical properties of hydrocarbons, allotropes and of carbon. So you are having problems in chemical properties of hydrocarbon, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you, Abir is having problems in metallurgy. Abir, we have done the metallurgy. Do you have revised this one? Abir, are you there? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So metallurgy problems. Okay. Excretion.
Yes, sir. In the reader, there's not much.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
In the reader, not many points are given, sir. That's why I want to revise once again with the
Okay,
fusion.
okay. So, okay, metallurgy, excretion, Mendel's monohybrid and dihybrid cross. So you were absent, I think, in these topics when I was just teaching you monohybrid and dihybrid cross, na? Heredity.
Yeah.
And numerical problems. Okay. And you, Shweta. Shweta is also having problem in metallurgy, transportation in plants, sign convention for plants and problems. Okay.